Tournament. That will get underway on Monday, February 24th at Madisonville North Hopkins High School. The tourney will run through Friday, February 28th. The girls' tourney has semifinal action on the first night, Monday, February 24th, with top-seeded Madisonville taking on Dawson Springs at 6 o'clock. The late game that day has number 2-seeded Caldwell County facing Hopkins County Central. The boys' semifinals are Tuesday, February 25th. Again, the seeds are not completely settled for the boys. Madisonville is the number 1 seed and will face either Dawson Springs or Hopkins Central at 6 o'clock that day. Caldwell will be the number 2 seed and will meet either Dawson Springs or Hopkins Central in the late game on February 25th. The girls' championship game will be played Thursday, February 27th at 7 p.m. The boys' championship is set for Friday, February 28th at 7 o'clock. Again, Madisonville North Hopkins is the host school for the 2020 7th District Basketball Tournament. In case you missed it, former Caldwell County Tiger Matt Harper has been named girls soccer head coach at Todd County Central. Harper most recently served as girls head coach at Trigg County. Harper replaces Katie Covington in Elkton. The Lady Rebels were 10-11 last season, but advanced to the championship game of the 4th Region All-A Classic before falling to Glasgow 1-0. The Sideline Report is coming up this morning right here on WPKY. We will be talking this morning with Caldwell wrestling coaches Jason Walls and Troy Nichols as the Tiger Mat Men get set to head to the state wrestling tournament this weekend in Lexington. Also joining us on the show will be Caldwell football coach Will Barnes, and WPKY's own Ty Englebright will be sitting in as well. That's the Sideline Report coming up this morning at 8:05 as always, right here on WPKY. That's your WPKY Sports Edge report. Don't forget, for even more sports, be sure to check out yoursportsedge.com. This is Todd Griffin reporting for 1580, 103.3, and WPKYOnline.com.
Hey everyone, this is Jeff McDaniels with Farmers Bank, your home for the Tiger debit card. Our team wants to wish both the Lady Tigers and Tigers good luck this sports season. So help us support Caldwell's future athletes by getting your Tiger card today. Only at Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
Caldwell Medical Center wants everyone to have access to a happier, healthier life. That's why we're here for you 24/7 when it matters the most. Visit our website, caldwellmedical.com. Learn more about our services or follow us on Facebook.
Your home team at Trice Hughes wants to help you stretch your vehicle budget as far as it will go. That's why they offer a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs under $10,000. As always, financing is not a problem. If you're receiving a tax refund and need a vehicle, your first stop should be with your home team at Trice Hughes. Vehicles under $10,000.
Buy your next vehicle from the home team. Find them on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or at tricehughes.com.
It's a light night of high school basketball action. Fort Campbell hosting University Heights Academy for a 8th District doubleheader. And after tonight, that will set the seeds for the 8th District tournament. They're going to meet tomorrow to determine who will be the seeds in each. And there will be at least one coin toss to determine the number 1 seed in the girls' district tournament. Elsewhere tonight, Caldwell County is hosting Dawson Springs. Both of those teams got wins over 5th District opponents on Tuesday. Dawson Springs beat Trigg County. Caldwell County beat Crittenden County. That's a 7:30 start tonight at the Cab. Also tonight, in terms of district seeding, Henderson County and Webster County meet. And after tonight, that will map out who the number 1 seeds are in the 6th District. Coming up tomorrow, it's the state wrestling tournament. It gets underway at All-Tech Arena in Lexington. Christian County is sending 11 wrestlers to the state tournament, looking for their first top 3 appearance as a team since 1994. Christian County was the region runner-up to Union County. Union County looking to win their 5th straight state title this weekend at All-Tech Arena. Fort Campbell taking 1 wrestler, Hoptown taking 4, Trigg County taking 2, and Caldwell County is taking 7 wrestlers to the sate tournament. With a look at your Sports Edge, I'm Scott Brown.
The time has come to vote in the Best of Western Kentucky 2019. Vote for your favorite business in over 100 categories today at WPKYOnline.com. Voting ends March 1st.
What does your morning sound like?
Morning, Al.
Next stop, 32nd Street.
Welcome to McDonald's.
Hi, can I get an Egg McMuffin, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
Hi-ho, it's off to mow I go.
Are you one of those people who thinks about that first spring mow in the dead of winter? You're not the only one. At Lawn Cutters in Hopkinsville, we keep mowing on our minds year-round. And now is the time to bring your mower in for a complete service. For a limited time, take advantage of our service specials. $59 for a push mower and $119 for a riding mower. To find out more about everything that includes, like Lawn Cutters on Facebook.
Lawn Cutters, still running.
Will Vince Marrow stay, or will Vince Marrow go? Vince Marrow is the recruiting guru who has been responsible for many of the high-powered football recruits UK has obtained the last few years. A few weeks ago, he turned down the head coaching job at the university in his hometown of Youngstown, Ohio. But this time, the competition is much more prominent, and they're flashing the dollars. 2 days ago, Michigan State hired Mel Tucker as its new head football coach. Like Mark Stoops, Tucker and Vince Marrow go back a long ways. And like Mark Stoops, Tucker and Michigan State want Vince Marrow on the staff. They want him bad enough to reportedly offer him $1 million a year. He's making about $650,000 right now at UK. That million would make him one of the 2 highest paid non-offensive defensive coordinator assistants in America. Last night, Mark Stoops flew home early from a recruiting visit to talk to Marrow and hopefully convince him to stay in the South rather than the frozen tundra of Lansing, Michigan. There's no doubt that UK can and probably will match any offer that State comes up with. It really boils down to what Coach Marrow wants long term. The clock is ticking. Number 5, Louisville was upset by 11-13 Georgia Tech Wednesday night. Final score 64-58. Louisville loses just its 4th game of the season. They now stand at 21-4, 12-2 in conference play. Cards are at Clemson on Saturday. It's busy around our area tonight. Western visits UTEP. Murray State is at Austin Peay. And the Predators are home tonight as the Islanders come to town. That's it for your Thursday. Join your fellow UK fans on Facebook in Wildcat Lair. I'm Eddie Owen.
Welcome to the biggest thing in tacos since tacos. Introducing the Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. That's right, we said it, Perfecto. With an extra long shell, it gives you the best bite every bite. Meat, cheese, and cool crisp veggies. Choose between grilled chicken, seasoned beef, or upgrade to hand-carved sirloin steak. Sure, it was hard to perfect, but it's easy to eat. The Taco Perfecto. Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Taco February is Love Month. Exciting things are happening at Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. Hi, this is Pam Haberlock. We are reducing furniture throughout the store to make room for the furniture we bought at market. Items not marked down will be 14% off. We are offering paint classes 2 nights a month. As your local U-Haul dealer, we are now offering U-Haul supplies. Things are rocking here at Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique in Princeton, right next to the bowling alley. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique is everything a home should be.
This is Hub. We are your local U-Haul dealer.
At Pennerile Home Medical, they specialize in custom manual and power wheelchairs and other rehabilitation equipment. If you or a family member have a disability such as CP, ALS, paraplegia, or quadriplegia, or have had a stroke, they have the certified staff to provide all your equipment needs. The only rehab company in Western Kentucky. For over 35 years, they've been here for you. If quality counts, choose Pennerile Home Medical, 1-800-445-8002.
It's Valentine's Day at Hume's Jewelers, and this year we're in our brand new location. That's right,
Humes Jewelers has moved across the street into the old Mattress Express building next to Linda's Tax Service. It's twice as big and twice as much fun. We've added more cases and more merchandise. For Valentine's Day, we have got all of our diamond earrings on sale. We've got earrings to start as low as $99 all the way up to $10,000. So anything you can look for. So this year, as you're shopping for Valentine's Day, give us a shot at Humes Jewelers. If you're coming from Hopkinsville, we're on the right just past Long John Silver's. If you're driving in from Fort Campbell, we'll be on your left just past Wendy's. That's Humes Jewelers on the Boulevard in Hopkinsville.
You've been listening to your WPKY News Edge. Find news 24 hours a day at WPKYOnline.com. Serving Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. It's come out that the foreperson of the Roger Stone jury has a history of anti-Trump social media posts. President Trump tweets this is not looking good for the Justice Department. Attorney General William Barr intervened to lower prosecutors' sentencing recommendation for Stone, a former Trump advisor. Senator Elizabeth Warren calls Barr corrupt.
We should all be calling for the resignation of the Attorney General. If he won't resign, remember, the Attorney General can be impeached.
She was on MSNBC. Iowa's Democratic Party chairman resigns and apologizes for the problems with this year's presidential caucuses.
Troy Price resigning his post following the chaos sparked by problems tabulating results from the state's caucuses. The delayed reporting of voter preferences led to calls for a partial recanvass of the results and brought into question Iowa's status as the first voting contest in the nation's presidential primary season.
Fox's Rich Dennison. America's listening to Fox News.
W277CK Princeton. Time to take a look at community news here on 1580 103.3 WPKY. This morning's community news is brought to you by Community Medical Clinic.
Well, it's time to order your strawberries. The Caldwell County High School football team is selling strawberries through February the 21st. They're $26 for a whole flat. That's 8 quarts, $16 for a half flat. That's 4 quarts. You can make your check payable to CCHS football. Orders can be made through any Caldwell County High School football player or coach. If you need help locating the available form, then contact the high school 365-8010, or you can contact the Woodall Agency before February 21st. Ask for Holly Van Hooser. Delivery date will be March the 24th.
Well, if you have a child interested in the upcoming spring 2020 outdoor soccer season and was born in the years 2010, 11, or 12, then this tryout date is just for you. Now, the Pennyrile Valley Strikers select team will hold tryouts this Saturday, 10 o'clock, at Trilogy Performance Sports in Princeton. For more information, you can call Caesar at 270-339-0248.
Celebrate Valentine's Day with Highland Baptist Church and their Sweetheart Banquet and Dessert Auction this Saturday, February 15th at Highland Baptist Church, 5:30 p.m. in the Fellowship Hall. Tickets are only $7.50 per person, with proceeds going to the Youth Challenge Mission Rally. For more information, please contact Bobby or Kathy Wallace.
Well, February is American Heart Month, and what better way to take a step forwards than getting a healthier heart? Running or walking in a 5K. The Heart and Soul 5K, sponsored by the Caldwell Medical Center Foundation, will take place this Saturday, February 15th. Lee Jones Park in Eddyville, Kentucky. Registration for the event will take place at 7:30 a.m. The race will start at 8. Now, cost for the event is $25, and all proceeds go towards the heart health awareness.
Well, it's that time again. The first Caldwell County Farmers Market meeting for the year set for Thursday, February 27th at 5:30 at the UK Extension Office. They'll be discussing plans for the grand opening, other events for the season, as well as gathering information on products that'll be available then to help with marketing and advertising. Anyone interested in planning or vending for the market is encouraged to attend the meetings. For questions prior to the meeting, feel free to reach out to the market chairman, Stephen Schaefer, 270-625-8453 or 625-1882.
Well, the Caldwell County High School junior class is currently selling tickets and collecting silent auction items for their annual dinner theater. The dinner theater will be held on Saturday, February 22nd at 6 p.m. in the high school cafeteria. Tickets are $20 each and include a meal followed by a murder mystery performance by the Market House Theater of Paducah. All proceeds from ticket sales will go toward paying for the prom at Caldwell County High School this year, as well as the senior trip next year. Classes will coincide with the class members are also asked for donations of items for their silent auction, which will coincide with the dinner theater. Items from merchandise to gift certificates will be available during the silent auction.
All right, let's tell folks about a couple of cornhole tournaments we got coming up. First one is a cookout and cornhole tournament, if I can say that again, cookout and cornhole tournament. That's a fundraiser for the Caldwell County tennis team. It's a double elimination Tournament. Concessions, of course, will be open. It's at the Butler Gym, and that is Saturday, February 29th. It's open to all ages. To sign up, call 270-625-4985.
Well, the Northside Student Ministry is hosting a cornhole tournament as well. Now, that's going to be on Saturday, March 14th. Be one of the fundraisers for their summer missions camp, Infuse. Now, registration's $20 for a two-person team. And if you're interested in competing, you can sign up on their website or Facebook. Call their interim youth minister, Zach East. He's going to be coming and visiting us on Coffee Talk really soon. There's going to be cash prizes for the top 3 teams, so it's going to be a whole lot of fun, so make sure you join in. That's the cornhole tournament for Northside Baptist Church right here in Princeton. If you've got a community event that you'd like us to know about or put on the air, maybe your church function or school function is coming up, you need some help fundraising, make sure you let us know about it and we can get it on community calendar. That email address to do that with is wpkyonline@gmail.com.
Life is filled with moments. Moments we share with those we love, worry about, and strive to protect the most. At Woodman Life, we provide life insurance and retirement products to help protect you and your family so that you can enjoy all the moments to come.
This is Josh Ray, your local Woodman Life agent. Come see us at 1009 West Main Street or give us a call at 365-6111.
Certain eligibility and age restrictions apply. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
Some people just have a knack for being there when you need them the most, like your third grade classmate who sticks up for you against that bullet, the neighbor who gives you the jump start, and the friend who chases away that flock of geese at your outdoor wedding. Your State Farm agent has your back too, through good times and the not so good. And who's got your agent's back? State Farm, the company people have trusted for more than 90 years. We're here to help life go right. Call State Farm agent Barkley Hudson at 270-365-7521.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors & More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors & More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. Quality brands, excellent customer service, combined with 40 years experience is why they say you can walk on our reputation. See Bill and Lucy at Perry's Floors & More, 127 West Market Street, Princeton.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband. He lost weight. More important, cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend went and she lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months. So does Mark Patrick hypnosis work? Oh yeah, it works. Nothing has changed my life more. Well, except maybe my husband. He's so proud of me, makes me cry.
Oh my, a touching story. So what are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick's seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99. That's right. Weight loss seminar Tuesday, February 25th at the Wyndham Garden, formerly the Holiday Inn in Hopkinsville. Time is 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Registration begins at 5 p.m. Stop smoking seminar starts at 8 p.m. Registration starts 7:30 p.m.
This is Kathy Wynn, and I would like to invite you to come experience Farmers Bank. I have worked here for more than 25 years, and I love taking care of our customers. I have no doubt you'll enjoy banking with us, so come by and see me at our main office to set up your account. And don't worry if you have small children, bring them with you, because we've got a kids' corner to keep them busy while we take care of you. Being customer, community, and employee-driven is what we're all about, so stop by and see us at Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
Hey y'all, CJ Solar here. You may have heard my singles, Airplane, American Girls, and Coming My Way on the radio. I'd like to invite you to Songs from the Heart, a special show coming to the Metroplex Friday, February 21st. Buy your tickets now for dinner, and I'll provide the live entertainment. All proceeds will benefit the American Heart Association. I'll see you there.
Tickets on sale now for only $25 a piece at the WKDZ WHBO studios for Friday night, February 21st.
It's time for your SportsEdge.com Sideline Report with Todd Griffin. Talking sports and more here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYOnline.com. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
Another Thursday morning, another Sideline Report live from 1035 West Main Street in Princeton. We are in the WPKY studios live this morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. This is Todd Griffin and Ty Englebright sticking around on the show this morning. Ty, thanks for hanging around.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Love being here.
Absolutely. And joining us first on the show, Caldwell County football coach Will Barnes is in the studio with us this morning. And Will, good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Todd. Good morning.
Absolutely. And what's going on with the Tiger football team right now?
We're in the weight room right now and doing a little fundraising. We've got strawberries on sale, $26 for a full flat,
is a
which is
great
8 quarts and $16 for a half. So we're lifting some weights, working on our speed, strength, and trying to raise a little money too.
Absolutely, and we're going to talk some more on the show this morning with Coach Will Barnes. Got Caldwell County Wrestling coaches Troy Nichols and Jason Walls coming in just a little bit, but we need to get to a break here on the Sideline Report first, so we'll be back with more after this on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Nicotine and carbon monoxide, formaldehyde, arsenic, benzene. I'm sure you've heard these words. We know nicotine isn't a cigarette, but did you know formaldehyde isn't cigarettes? That's an embalming fluid known to cause cancer. And arsenic. Would you purposely take arsenic? If you smoke, you're exposed to all of these harmful chemicals and more. Your local health department can help you break the smoking habit. Find out more today at Quit Now Kentucky and at the Penny Ryle District Health Department.
At Penny Ryle Electric, we're helping to build the leaders of tomorrow today. This year, Penny Ryle Electric will present 12 $1,000 scholarships to let students in our service area shine to their fullest potential and become guiding lights for future generations. Scholarships will be awarded to students enrolling in 2 or 4-year college programs and vocational and technical training. Scholarship applications are available at each of our locations, or you can download the app at PRECC.com. That's PRECC.com.
What are you looking for in a bank? Are you looking for a bank that will offer you excellent service? Sometimes just talking to a real person as your personal customer service representative is at the top of your list. Fredonia Valley Bank specializes in one-on-one help with your mobile banking, bill pay, and other issues you might have concerning everyday banking. Fredonia Valley Bank is always available for you, whether it be by phone, email, or in person. We've got your back. That's part of what we do. Come by and see us today. Fredonia Valley Bank in Fredonia and Lyon County Branch in Eddyville. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Clarksville's Bridgestone Metalfa is a great place to work, but don't take my word for it.
Hi, I'm Kaylee. I've worked at Bridgestone Metalfa for a little over 2 years because it's become my second family. I've grown close with my fellow team members, and we all enjoy great benefits provided by Bridgestone. Our work schedule is convenient and very generous with its days off. I can spend precious time with my family and plan ahead for any events.
If you'd like to start a career at Bridgestone Metalfa, visit our website at metalfausa.com.
The time has come to vote in the Best of Western Kentucky 2019. Vote for your favorite business in over 100 categories today at WPKYOnline.com. Voting ends March 1st.
Nominate your cheerleader mom in the YourSportsEdge.com Sports Mom of the Month contest. Presented by Joelle's Bakery and Cafe, GNC of Hopkinsville, and Save More Drugs.
We continue on the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and WPKYOnline.com. Todd Griffin back in the WPKY studios. Ty Englebright is here, joined also by Caldwell County football coach Will Barnes. And, Will, you're talking about the strawberry fundraiser, and how'd you guys kind of get hooked up with the strawberries?
It's something we've done even way before I got here. Somebody Dad got in contact with, and it's probably our biggest fundraiser that we do. We make a pretty good chunk of money off of it. And it's a really good thing that the strawberries come fresh from Florida. they're looking at, like, I think it's a March 24th day they're going to deliver. I think they pick them on like the 22nd. So it's, within a couple of days that they pick them and get them up here. So, from all my experiences, they've been good strawberries, and it's a good product.
And if somebody wants to buy some, how do they just get in touch with a football player?
Yeah, you can get in touch with a football player, or we're on Twitter now. So if you want to message us on Twitter, I'll track you down. If you're wanting to buy something, I'll make sure I get your money. So.
Well, looking ahead, you guys have a schedule this year that will look a whole lot like this past season, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it'll be just a reverse schedule, basically. Pretty much, the regular season's going to be the same. The scrimmages are going to change a little bit. Some teams are playing, have new coaches, so that'll be kind of a new thing for us. So a lot to look forward to for sure.
Early in the season, we get to go to Owensboro Apollo for the first time, and that school has a new coach, and you're probably pretty familiar with him.
Yeah, John Edge is the head coach now at Apollo, and him and Dad were really good friends when Dad was at Davis County, and John's been a good mentor for me. I've called and talked to him since I've been coaching, and just a really good friend to our family, and I'm happy for him. Him being back in Owensboro, he'll do a good job. I selfishly didn't want him to get that job because I know he'll do a good job, but for him, I'm glad he got it, and I think that's going to be another tough game for us.
He was at South Spencer, Indiana for a couple of years after that long run at Owensboro Catholic.
Yeah, he was at South Spencer for 2 years, I think, and just never kind of materialized to what he thought it could be. And, I know it's got to be easier on him just living there in Owensboro and going to Apollo. It's a good job for him.
Well, and he'll run the same kind of stuff that we do.
Yeah, I don't really know how he calls his plays, and we all used to use the wristbands back when we played Catholic, and even going back to Davis County. So I don't know how he calls his plays, but yeah, there'll be a lot of similar terminology for sure.
Well, and they just put in a new turf field up there last year before last. So.
Yeah, I thought we might be the first game on it, but they actually played Davis County at the end of the year last year. But I think it was unfinished, so maybe this will, I think they've got it finished up. It's a really nice facility, and, they got a lot coming back, so it should be an exciting game.
How many strawberries would we have to sell to get turf field at Tiger Stadium?
Well, we were talking in the weight room the other day. One of our players was wanting some new helmets, a new design on our helmets. I said, well, Coach Riley said, well, we're going to keep the gold ones, but if you sell $10,000 worth of strawberries, maybe we can get a second helmet. We'd have to sell a bunch of strawberries. So I don't know if we'll be able to do that or not. It'd be great if we could.
It's good to motivate those young men. And, Coach, I know you're kind of excited because you have quite a bit of talent. It seems to be coming up from the middle school ranks. And, of course, I guess you got those young men in the weight room now. What are you kind of seeing, the camaraderie and some of the relationships that are building in the weight room?
Yeah, there's some that are playing. We had some wrestling, had some playing baseball, have some still playing basketball. So we haven't had the full group, but we've probably had 8 to 10 guys at any given time that are coming up from the 8th grade, and I've been really impressed with them thus far, and they come in and work and show up regularly. So that group is a group we're looking forward to. And I told them down there when I went and met with them, they had a great middle school year, and they're kind of out there. I went to a meeting yesterday, and there's 3 or 4 coaches talking about our middle school team. So they are known out there. So people are going to expect a lot from them, and you got to work hard and do the right things to kind of live up to those expectations. They're not going to sneak up on anybody.
Do you foresee some of those young men vying for spots on the team on varsity that soon? Do you see that coming?
Yeah, I'll have to see them, out on the field with us. but if they can play, they'll for sure
They'll see the
play
field.
for us. And I hope they can. I hope we can get some young guys in there and get them some playing time. I think it's good for them.
Going back to the fundraising thing for just a second, I don't know if everybody realizes how much it costs for a football team to operate. I think I remember seeing one time, and this was several years ago, that it takes $500 to outfit each player. Probably more than that now, and you're talking about 50, 60 kids on a team.
Right. I've kind of worked on a little presentation deal about how it costs and all that. And if you've got the top of the line helmet, which you would prefer to have, and you've got a good set of shoulder pads, I'm not including jerseys and pants. So you're looking at $500-$600 just for a good helmet and a good set of shoulder pads. And if you got 50, 55 kids, it's a lot of money. And we are lucky. Our athletic department helps us out quite a bit on that stuff. Not everybody has that luxury. They've got to fundraise or do whatever to make that stuff work. So, we're lucky in that department. We've got good stuff on all of our kids.
Well, and one thing that helps is when you look up in the stands at home games and there's 2,000 people there.
Right, sure. And the support, I've talked about that a bunch, is unmatched when you look at places, throughout the state. When people talk about, the guy at Fort Campbell, the new coach at Fort Campbell, I talked to him yesterday. He said, man, I really wish we were coming up to your place this year because I just love coming to the stadium and see the fans. And he said, we just don't get that at Fort Campbell, and it's a good thing for our kids. So, that speaks to our community and how much they support not just football. You can go to, anything, and the community comes out and supports the kids.
Did you tell the Fort Campbell coach they were welcome to come up here every year?
Yeah, I said, we'll gladly take you up here. We'll take another home game. But, that'd be great. It's kind of a hassle sometimes working that game to get down there on base. So.
Well, it's fun to go down there and play because, it's a different atmosphere, and they have the turf field down there. The other part of it is it's really a hassle sometimes to get on base.
Yeah, last time, we had to wait quite a while. I think all the coaches had to go in and show their IDs and all that. So, that was quite the hassle.
I've been turned away. Yeah. So, and not for any certain reason except I didn't have proper things in my glove box. So, it can happen.
And if the speed limit says 35,
you better go 35 or less.
36.
That's exactly right.
I believe that.
But that's always interesting. And just talking about the costs involved with the football team, if somebody tried to start one from scratch, I know Livingston Central has talked about it, but not just outfitting kids. I hate to think what it would cost to just build a small stadium. Putting lights on it would probably be the most expensive thing.
Yeah, there are so many costs that, when you start to go down that road that you don't even think about. Even with us, we're pretty established, and just, me getting in trying to figure out the finances, there are things that, I was like, we got to have that, and that's, part of it. So, I can't imagine what it's like starting from scratch. I know Wolfe County, I'm not even really sure where Wolfe County is, but they're starting out football, and they send out stuff on the coaches listserv looking for used footballs or equipment, just trying to, get some equipment, and stuff like that.
Fortunately, Caldwell County or Princeton started football back around 1911, so it's just always kind of been there, and, you don't have that expense every year. But even if Caldwell County just decided if it didn't have a football team and wanted to start one, the cost would be daunting.
Yeah, I can't imagine what the overall cost for everything would be. It would be quite a bit.
And I'm sure back in the day, think of all the community support. I'm sure much was donated. Whether it was raw materials to get things done or moving of dirt, and I think Princeton Lumber did the actual build out there, didn't they?
At Tiger Stadium.
At Tiger Stadium. So just think of all their contribution among others that came in and just everybody just kind of threw together. Of course, as was, again, different time. Costs were different. But, yeah, it would be daunting, I would think, this day and age to try to pull that off out there. One of the nicer facilities in Western Kentucky, I think.
Yeah, a lot of coaches talk about how much they like it and the atmosphere. Rick Wood, who I coached with at Glasgow, he's told me 100 times the story of them coming. He's the coach at Edmonson County. I feel like I was at the game. He talks about that so much. So he really enjoys our stadium and coming up here. I guess it helped, that the year, I guess it was 97, they beat us.
Yeah, one of those, or 96, one of those.
Yeah, one of those years.
I think it was 96. They had a kid named Wes Vincent, running back, that carried the ball about 40-something times, and he was a load.
Well, there's a strong sense of pride every time you make the curve around there and you're driving down along the front of the high school and you look to the left over at the field house and you see the Tiger on the cab building and you look out on the field and the practice facilities and you see that nice, beautiful stadium sitting built back in that hill, man. It's just a strong sense of pride, and you can I've always visualized certain games and seeing all the young men that have come through on that field. I know that sounds overly dramatic, but it does. Sure. And it just brings back a wealth of memories, and that's what really is cool about, I think, our facility out there.
Well, and I've even heard junior pro teams and the middle school team, when they win the toss or whatever before the game, they'll say, "We'll defend the Tiger." So that's always kind of interesting. Where else do you get that?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and it's cool when opposing teams come in there. They know exactly where they are when they come in to Tiger Stadium, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's a special facility, and it helps that the football team has typically been pretty good, too.
Hopefully we can keep that up.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep that going. Looking ahead, what kind of plans do you guys have for spring practice? Or how many spring drills can you try to get in?
Yeah, you've got 3 weeks, 15 days to get 10 practices in. Our window is after our spring break. So, we've got a decent number of kids, especially linemen. We'll get out there and do a few things. We won't put any pads on. Some places will go full gear and do that whole deal. It's more of a teaching time and technique, and we may be out there an hour, and then we'll make sure we get in the weight room and keep on lifting too.
Well, and you have some kids that'll be playing other sports, I'm guessing, so it's kind of hard to get everybody together.
Yeah, we once June hits, we're out on the field a little bit more, and then, obviously in July we really get going. So the spring practice, it's not a huge make or break for us. It's good to get out there. It kind of breaks up our routine, but it's not a huge deal.
Now, when you get to July and you have some of the summer 7-on-7 things going on, what exactly are you trying to work on, and at what point do you start preparing for those actual games in August?
Yeah, so, previously we've gone down to Murray. The FCA in Western Kentucky has a 7-on-7, and I found out yesterday they're not doing that this year, so that was a good opportunity to get some reps in a competitive environment, but it wasn't. Sometimes you go to these tournaments and it's not very realistic. People, play to win the tournament, which, that's fine. So we're probably going to look at going somewhere. McCracken County has a tournament. Hopkinsville has a tournament. So we'll probably end up playing in a tournament in July, just for this, get some of these young guys that we talked about, get them some reps against some good quality competition early, just to kind of see where they're at, and then go from there. And then we really won't start preparing for a game until we get into August. July's putting everything in, making sure we know what we're going to do, and then once we get into August, we'll start on Christian County.
Football has become a year-round sport like everything else, and just look at the XFL. Have you had a chance to check any of that out?
Yeah, I watched a little XFL this weekend. My wife, after the Super Bowl, she was like, "Well, I'm glad football's over. I'm tired of it being on the TV," because you got the bowl games and all that. Football's on.
Guess what,
every minute. So I was watching the XFL last weekend. She goes, "What is this? Is this a rerun?" I was like, "No, this is the XFL." So,
who's your team in the XFL?
I watched I'm not like a huge Hal Mummy fan. I watched his game.
Yeah,
that was about the only one that I really watched. I like that you can listen to the coaches. He uses. We use the same terminology whenever I played that he still uses. Ours has changed a little bit, but that was kind of neat because I knew what they were getting ready to do. I haven't watched it a ton, so it's football. I'll watch it here and there.
Todd, you're glad that a St. Louis team, St. Louis has football back.
Yeah, it's the best professional football team they've had in 20 years.
They look good. You're right.
The first place St. Louis Battlehawks.
They actually look pretty good because they played my Tampa Bay Vipers, I think. Was that the
No,
they didn't. They did not
played,
yet. I played the Guardians.
Yeah,
the Guardians.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I'll get
St. Louis played Dallas.
But I think the Vipers are the worst team in the league.
Well, it's just one weekend,
It was pretty bad.
But it was interesting seeing Hal Mumme, the offensive coordinator there in Dallas, and I actually have a Hal Mumme story from Princeton at the golf course. He actually came in with Tony Franklin one year, and there were about 4 of us, would-be reporters out chasing them around trying to get a big scoop.
Get a comment.
Well, somewhere around hole number 5, 6, 7, somebody noticed that Hal Mumme's fly was open.
Uh-oh.
So we spent about 3 holes deciding which one of us was going to go tell him. Finally, somebody worked up the courage to go say something to him. Turns out his zipper was broken. So that's my Hal Mumme story.
Was it you that broke the news?
No, I let somebody else tackle that one.
Oh, my goodness. Well, how was Hal hitting the ball?
Pretty decently, everybody else.
I figured
it
he's
was
probably
just,
a pretty good striker, though.
They had about 6 people on each team, so it was a long day of golf.
I imagine.
But there were 4 of us that
especially with
the media types on one golf cart, trying to follow everybody around.
That's excellent.
We did get to talk to Miguel Merritt, though. He was here that year, I think, and former Hopkinsville star, went on to play at the University of Alabama. So it was always, you never knew who you were going to run into at the coaches scramble.
No, you never knew who was going to come in for that, and that's a great event. But I was going to get back. You said the FCA event down in Murray, they were going to have that this year. And that seemed like a really nice event because not only did you have a day of pretty good competition with a lot of good teams from West Kentucky, you had the nice fellowship talk at the end. The young men usually got some sort of devotional that kind of went on about leadership and about team building. But
I thought it was a really good thing. I think last year Coach Duncan that was at Paducah Tillman and Murray spoke and did a great job. They feed you pizza and it's a competitive environment, but it's still it's controlled and it's not like I said, I'm not a huge believer in going to the tournaments because it just isn't real sometimes. It was a good thing for our kids because you're right, the devotion that they did was always really good, and I was kind of disappointed that they decided not to do that this year.
We're talking this morning with Caldwell County football coach Will Barnes, and Will, tell us once again about the fundraiser you guys have going on right now.
Yeah, we've got strawberries for sale. We've got a full flat is 8 quarts for $26. A half flat is $16. You can message me on Twitter. It's Caldwell County FB is our Twitter handle. If you know a football player, get a hold of them. They've got the details. They can get you squared away. Towards the end of the month or early March, we're going to be selling helmet plaques. I'll have that info on social media as well. So that's something we had at the banquet and tried to gauge a little interest, and we're going to get that going after the strawberries, hopefully.
Well, we appreciate you coming in this morning and appreciate you being willing to juggle times a little bit because
no problem.
School getting delayed kind of messed with our schedule just a little bit.
But it's okay.
It's all right, and welcome anytime.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. Great show as always. I appreciate everything you guys do.
Let's sell some strawberries.
Yeah. That's Tiger football coach Will Barnes. Tiger wrestling coach Jason Walls has come in. We'll be talking to him in just a little bit. The wrestlers heading to state later this week. So lots more to come on the Sideline Report here on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Penny Ryle District Health.
Alrighty, no rain in the forecast, but cloudy skies. Temps are going to be falling today to 30 by 5 o'clock. Partly cloudy, low 15 tonight, so bundle up. Could see some gusty winds as well. Sunshine tomorrow, a high 30. Sunny Saturday as well, a high 48. And warming up Sunday to 52 under partly sunny skies. That chance of rain on Washington's birthday, a high near 60. And for today, cloudy skies. Temps falling to 30. By 5 p.m., it's cloudy and 38 at WPKY.
Go as planned, and sometimes money is tight when you need it most.
At ABC Finance, we're here for you.
Hi, this is Jody Lamb at the Princeton ABC Finance location.
And this is Todd Morris at the Hopkinsville location.
And we can help you in a pinch, even if your credit is less than perfect.
At ABC Finance, we provide loans up to $15,000 and the individual attention to help you get your finances back on track.
We are locally owned and staffed, and decisions are made quickly, usually within an hour.
No appointment is needed. Walk-ins are welcome.
You can even give us a call, and we will take your application over the phone.
Or you can apply online at abcfinanceonline.com.
And like ABC Finance on Facebook.
ABC Finance in Hopkinsville on Fort Campbell Boulevard next to O'Charlie's and in Princeton Plaza. ABC Finance.
All loans subject to normal credit approval.
We are back on the Sideline Report on 1580 103.3 WPKY and online at WPKYonline.com. Again, thanks to Will Barnes for stopping by on the show today, talking some football. And Ty, it's always a good day to talk some football.
Always. And you're in Caldwell County, so football is a huge topic, huge subject. But guess what? We've still got all kinds of sports going on. We've got a lot of excitement in many other sports as we're nearing the end of the basketball season into district and possibly regionals. And then, of course, wrestling. That's at the top of the agenda as we've got wrestlers going to the state tournament.
7 wrestlers have qualified, and Coach Jason Walls has joined us. And Jason, I thought a great showing for you guys over at the regional tournament Saturday.
They done really good. This might have been the best regional that I've been a part of.
What's the record for most guys that you guys have qualified for state?
For me as a coach, 6.
So that's okay. Having 7 and then 1 alternate, that's pretty big.
Right.
The regional wrestling tournament was held Saturday over at Trigg County, and what were kind of the expectations going into that for you guys?
Well, I told my assistants on a good day I felt like we could get 8. On a not so good day, we might have 4 or 5. You just never know, how the kids are going to react. Once a kid has went there, participated, and done it once, a lot of times you can kind of rely on the fact that maybe they might not, they might not win it, but they probably finish second or third. But I had three kids in the lineup that was the first time, and usually when it's their first time, you can go one way or another. But those 3 freshmen really shine. 2 of them, I felt like, and I'm sure Troy would agree, that they were probably the best. They had the best showing, I think, and that was Colin Toich and Kofi Harris. They really looked good at regionals. You wouldn't have been able to tell they were freshmen, I guess.
Well, and you guys finished 3rd in the team standings, and Union County just keeps winning that thing, and Christian County's got a real strong team this year too.
Right. Well, it's hard to compete when, they're showing up with 14 and, we're showing up with, I think we had 10, 3 freshmen and 2 8th graders.
Wow.
So it is what it is.
But you guys, pretty much everybody got a medal though, right?
Yeah, we all of our kids finished in the top 6.
So that's pretty good showing.
Yeah.
Troy Nichols has joined us, and Troy, fun day over at Trigg County on Saturday. Lots of wrestling over there, and we were just talking, and I thought it was a good showing for the Tigers.
It was a good showing. We showed up. They, like Coach said, they all showed up and was ready to wrestle. And we had a good showing. Very excited about the state tournament this weekend.
An interesting thing at state tournament, Colin Walls at 152 has drawn Cashku Hutchison in the first round, and that is Chip Hutchison's grandson. So
correct.
It's a small world.
Yeah. Me and John used to compete against each other quite a bit, so we'll have a little throwback memory.
It's going to be like old home weekend up there.
That's right. Yeah. Hopefully it ends like it did when I was in school too, because I don't think John ever beat me. So let's keep that going. Nothing against Cashew, but we just need him to accept his role like his father did, and then we'll be good.
Like a true competitor, spoken very well. Coach Walls.
Yeah, former Tiger John Mark Hutchison is Cashew's father, and Cashew is a junior, I believe, at St. X in Louisville. So just interesting that they drew each other in that first round match.
Yeah, and they actually know each other because when John came back from Africa, they stayed here for a wrestling season before his wife got a new job, and I actually thought that maybe he was going to kind of be a part of Caldwell County community again for a little while, but he said, I got to go where the wife gets the job. So, and it just so happened that's how it worked out. But Cashew actually started his wrestling career in Caldwell County.
Yeah. Well, is it better to know your opening round opponent, or do you try to game plan a little bit?
I like it when you just worry about yourself. But unfortunately, with social media and parents and, my family's probably the worst as far as trying to inform my kids, and it's kind of aggravating. But I feel like you got to take care of yourself first. And if you don't focus on yourself and what you got to do, you're probably not going to do very good. And then if you're really looking ahead, if you're looking in the brackets and you're looking ahead, you've skipped somebody. If I look 3 rounds down, I've missed 2 rounds. But I told the kids going in, don't look at the brackets. I felt like they weren't that good, but it doesn't matter because we had to do what we have to do. But like I said yesterday when we got ready to finish practice, I said, I need you guys to be honest. Has anybody actually, snuck in? Well, my dad called my boys, so that kind of negated that whole because he's following the brackets like a fan. And then I had a couple parents that informed their kids of who they had, and I just said, social media is killing me now because our whole game plan was go in there and focus on what you have to do.
Well, I always wondered, even over at the regional tournament Saturday, if you get together before each match and go over a little game plan, or if it's just same thing every time.
Same game plan every time. You got to show up and do your job, and the kids know that. Coach has preached it all year long. He preaches every day before we get ready to wrestle. This is what you got to do. You have to show up, wrestle your style match, take control, do what works for you, and not fall into their style. And our kids did that. We showed up and we wrestled our style, and I think we're ready to go.
Well, I just asked that because Riley Johnson had a really tough match in the semifinals, and it looked like he really went after the kid early, maybe trying to win that match early, and I just wondered if that was a game plan or if that's just the way the match kind of worked out.
No, I mean, we felt like we could, win that weight class, so. But I'll brainwash any kid into believing he can win any match.
Well, you have to believe before you can go out and do it.
It's a mental game. If you're mentally not prepared to go wrestle somebody, that's why we tell them not to look at their bracket. A lot of kids start looking to see who they've beaten, who they haven't beaten, how they won, and they think, well, I can't wrestle with that kid. Thing is, anybody's beatable on any given day. It's proven time and time again. You show up and wrestle your style of match and take it to them, and you come out on top.
We'll talk about the kids that have qualified for state and what's your expectations up there.
Well, we should actually, have several wins if they continue the trend. We could have a few kids on the podium. I don't see any of them not coming away with at least 1 or 2 wins. Looking over the brackets,
you had a pair of regional champions over at the regional tournament. How big advantage is it when you go in as a number 1 seed, because you're going to get a number 4, kind of sets you up a little bit better?
Well, it is for that first round, and then after that, that's gone.
Yeah, it's kind of a blind draw after that.
Kentucky still does a random draw. They've done it when I was in school. I don't understand it, but you'll get a lot of. Some years you might have your 1s and 2s on opposite sides, and then this year there's brackets that have 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the same side, it'd be a good time to be number 5.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Well, you've got 7 qualifiers and an alternate. When do you find out if your alternate gets to wrestle?
There's probably a pretty good chance that he's not. I mean, you almost need 2 Tanya Harding accounts to take place for that to happen. So, but they'll try to inform you. Most coaches in our region will try to give you a heads up. And a lot of times, if a kid had to forfeit out during the tournament due to injuries, you kind of keep in touch with them. But yeah, a lot of times your alternates, what you're banking on is maybe another coach from another region didn't bring his kid, and they had an opening. Because what they'll do is they do a roll up, and then you can kind of maybe squeeze one of your kids in, which it's happened for us twice. I think.
Kennedy.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Yeah, Kennedy, and then there was one other one. They got to go in there because of that, because another region didn't have a kid.
Newsom go last year.
Newsom. Yeah, Newsom got in there last year.
You had Colin Toich win over at the region. Dylan Walls won his weight class over the regional tournament, and second regional championship for Dylan.
Correct. Yeah.
So good showing for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was runner-up last year, right?
Yes.
So
he takes after his mom.
Well, and you guys had 3 other people place third. Riley Johnson was third. Kofi Harris, Colin Walls was third. All those guys getting to go to state, and pretty solid showing in a region that, again, when you have Union County's kids and Christian County's kids, it's a pretty strong field.
Yeah, they our region, at the start of the season, 3 of the top 5 teams in the state were in our region. So,
yeah, if you can wrestle in the first region, you can wrestle anywhere.
Yeah, we usually fare pretty well at state tournament. We have over the years that we've been coaching and wrestling ourselves, and you have to go find the competition. If it's not here, we travel.
Blaine Hicks was 4th at 132 in the region. John Paredes 4th at 160. Top 4 in each class get to go to state. So, again, 7 headed up there. That's a pretty good showing, and might help you accumulate some team points at the state tournament as well.
Yes.
When are you guys headed up to state, and action starts Friday?
Correct. Weigh-ins are 8 o'clock, so wrestling would probably begin, I'd say 10, just due to the fact that they do that Parade of Champions. And it usually takes quite a bit of time.
But you guys are headed up later today, is that right?
Well, probably right after this, a little bit after this. So.
I appreciate you guys coming in. Jason Walls and Troy Nichols with us this morning. And, when you go over to the regional tournament, it's always big, the first place matches and the third place matches. But the big round, you call it the blood round?
Yeah, we call it the blood round.
That's to get to that third, fourth place match, because that guarantees you a spot at state, and that always seems to be the most emotional round at the regional tournament.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty emotional. They win, they make it. If they lose, their season's done. And for some of them, it's hard. You pick some kids that you've wrestled before, and you may have beat, and then it's a different style match coming back through there.
Yeah, it can be tough sometimes, though, because, like I said, some kids get emotional if they drop that match and go to the 5th and 6th place match instead of 3rd and 4th. But I heard one wrestling coach say the other day over there, you can't cry about it. You just gotta wrestle better.
That's exactly right.
Kind of tough, though.
John, he 3 years in a row, he finally got over the hump. He was he lost in the blood round 3 years in a row. So.
Talking with Caldwell County's wrestling coaches this morning. Need to get to another break here on the show, but we'll be back with more after this on the Sideline Report here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Black Patch Grill.
And here's your Weather Edge forecast for today. Mostly cloudy. Now, those temps going to be falling to about 30 by 5 p.m. Partly cloudy tonight. Chilly wind low down to 15, so bundle up. Could see some gusty winds as well. Sunshine returns for tomorrow, a high 30. Sunshine for Saturday as well, it's high 48. Partly sunny on Sunday, a high 52. And the holiday, President's Day, chance of rain, a high near 60 at 59. Again for today, mostly cloudy. Temps falling to about 30 by 5 p.m. Could see gusty winds as well. 38 and cloudy at WPKY.
Has come to vote in the Best of Western Kentucky 2019 Vote for your favorite business in over 100 categories today at WPKYOnline.com. Voting ends March 1st.
$10. It doesn't go as far as it used to, but today it does. That's because our loyal listeners' Big Deal store is having a $10 sale. Whether you've got 2 5s, 10 ones, or a $10 bill, you are in business. So hurry over to our loyal listener Big Deal store and tell your friends. Find out how far your $10 will go right now. Check out our $10 sale from your mobile device. Just go to WPKYOnline.com.
Back on the Sideline Report on 1580 103.3 WPKY. Thanks for joining us this morning. Thanks to Caldwell County football coach Will Barnes for coming in this morning. Right now, we've got Caldwell County wrestling coaches Jason Walls and Troy Nichols in the studios. And Troy, you guys went up to Pikeville February 1st and 2nd with the middle school and youth wrestling teams. And how did that turn out?
We fared well. You know, it was a good little drive. We were kind of anticipating that drive, but when we got there, the venue was really nice. It was a well-run tournament. Middle school-wise, we had 2 kids who were state runner-ups, Cole Sherrill at 190 and Timothy Nichols at 106. A couple of other kids won some matches. We just didn't fare well. We lost one of those in the blood round, and then we had some kids turn around in the youth. Aiden Asher and Bradley Asher, Drayden Sherrill, and Kel Goodwin. They all wrestled in the youth. Kel and Drayden were both youth runner-ups. Bradley Asher finished 5th, and Aiden Asher finished 6th. So it was a good tournament. That Sunday tournament, they had like 1,100 kids compared to our middle school tournament. But the middle school tournament was well-run. Enjoyed it.
Quite a haul to go over to Pikeville, but sounds like a pretty fun trip, though.
Yes, it was. And, you know, being on the podium, improving. Timothy improved from last year from 3rd to 2nd. Coach Sherrill improved from 6th to 2nd. That's it's a big jump for us, and we're looking forward to those kids moving to high school next year as freshmen and helping our high school team.
Now, we got to host the regional middle school tournament this year. Is that something we're going to get in a rotation for? How does that work out?
Yeah, you're in a rotation with the teams that are in our region, and we rotated. So I don't know who it goes to next year, but we're back on the list down the road a little ways. But that turned out to be a good tournament, thanks to Josh Walls and John Carr from Union County. They helped me run the tournament. We ran it on track wrestling, and I wasn't really familiar with everything you had to do there, and they've been around a little bit longer on that track, and they helped me run the tournament. It turned out to be a good tournament for us.
Now, the high school regional wrestling tournament was over at Trigg County. First time ever, they said. I think we've got it coming up in a couple of years here, right?
2022.
So that'll be fun. It's at Union County next year, is that right?
Right. Yeah, it's a long wait when the more you get in your region. I think it's been 10. By the time we get it again, we've waited 10 years. So.
Oh, wow. Basketball had a throwback game this week at Butler Gym. Wrestling have any desire to have a throwback game?
Well, I can pull off the singlets. I don't know if anybody wants to see us in it. We have some of the old singlets back when I kind of was rummaging through some stuff, and I said, man, I think Dave Ritchie might have wore one of these. So they're pretty old.
I've always thought we should have a display out at the high school someplace that had the old basketball uniforms and wrestling uniforms and baseball, whatever we can come up with. I think it'd be a cool display to have all those things because, things just change through the years.
Well, I think the shorts, you might be able to just use the current ones. I saw some of the basketball kids practicing yesterday. I think those shorts are coming back.
They're definitely getting shorter.
They are getting shorter. I noticed that yesterday. I said, oh, man, I thought those were gone. Like, we're never going to see those again, but they're coming.
Had the pleasure of being around this wrestling coaches and stuff for a year several years ago. I don't know if there's the dedication that these coaches and these wrestlers make to the season, the grueling grind that it takes to get this far is just incredible. And Coach Walls, I always liken to say, had the pleasure of spending some time over in Union County, and in a way, I liken the Union County program and the Caldwell County program are kind of cousins. Can you explain that relationship just real quick for us?
Well, with Dad originally starting here, and then, of course, he wasn't able to get into the high school for teaching, and so that ended up transferring him to Union. And then my uncle took over here and then they kind of competed through, at least through my high school careers, and then my brother, who he's a trader, so he still stayed there when Dad retired. And so I ended up back here.
It's an awesome place to go over and to feel. I mean, I'm talking about, you talk about a wrestling high school. I mean, they are into it, and it's just a cool place to watch wrestling down there in that pit of that gym.
Yeah,
but
you have fans that'll cheer, and then you have fans that actually know the sport, and when they cheer, it's like, yeah, they know what they're talking about, which I'll take either or. I really
That's right.
But you a lot of times you'll have people that are cheering because they just want that person to win, and then they have others that cheer because somebody actually did something that was
right.
Worthy.
But that's pretty neat, that relationship, and that Walls name carries over through both counties, and it's just awesome to be around. It really is fun.
Well, is there a program in Western Kentucky that hasn't had a Walls in it at some point?
Yeah, I think there's only 3 schools that
Dickey and Callaway, right?
You had Callaway, you had Union, UHA, and Caldwell County.
What about UHA?
That would have been the 4 that I know, and Trigg.
Yeah, so that's pretty significant.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
That's quite a legacy last name, making its mark on wrestling. And of course, Coach Nichols here been around the mat for a long time. And
his dad originally probably
right.
was one of the first, because that would have been in '64.
Yeah.
So I think his dad would have been.
Yeah, my dad and uncle coached there.
That's exactly right.
Coached there for a while. I think they coached Jason's dad. And,
they did.
And Mickey.
Pretty awesome.
Which would have
legacy.
been in the '70s.
Right. So it's been around. We like the sport. You know,
no doubt.
We'd like to be that Union County someday, and we're going to get there.
I think you're close.
Our kids got to buy in. You know, we got to get more kids involved, and that's what we're trying to do.
But this youth that you have, this wrestling club that you have at that level, and even the younger kids that are coming up, I think at least the time I was around a wrestling program here at Caldwell County, we were always talking about getting the younger kids involved, and I think you all have done a pretty good job of getting this wrestling club done. And we've always had a few, but it seems like to me it's grown a little bit, leaps and bounds, and that just bodes well for the future of Caldwell County wrestling.
Yeah, it's hard, you dedicate a lot of time. We started, October 15th, Coach?
Yeah.
And we've gone, every day, 5 days a week, 2.5 hours, and just about every weekend to a tournament. That's a commitment that your parents have to make and the kids have to make, and a lot of times that's the end-all factor
and
there.
it's parents making. I remember when I was around, his parents making snacks and filling coolers and traveling around and going from Collinsville, Illinois to wherever Cartersville and all those tournaments. But I tell you, it is a tremendous fun atmosphere.
They just have to change the mindset. They do it with football. They just don't realize it. They're tailgating before games, especially for the youth, because I was a part of those, and I remember some long weekends. So the mindset just has to change. It's the same as doing youth football when they're younger. You're just inside, so you need to bring a way better chair. If you're a reader, you bring a book and definitely a cooler, and you just gotta upgrade your gear. It's not built for outdoors. You're gonna be indoors.
Caldwell County wrestling coaches Jason Walls and Troy Nichols with us this morning. Ty Englebright here as well. Need to tell you real quick about Dave's Deal of the Week at U-Ride in Princeton. This week it's a 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee. See Dave for details at U-Ride in Princeton. That's U-Ride, 310 Marion Road. Telephone 270-365-3215. Ask about Dave's Deal of the Week at U-Ride. Talking about wrestling, though, and the wrestling program here, I know it doesn't always get the publicity some sports do, but the wrestling program here has produced state champions, and not that long ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
6 to be exact.
Yeah. So that's, again, pretty significant.
Dylan the last one?
Dylan Gray's the last one. After Dylan, before Dylan was his dad, Wesley.
Right.
Then it was Joey Roby. Then it was David Ritchie, 3-time state champ. Bootsy Watkins, and who was the other one, Coach?
It was, you put me on the spot, so I done forgot.
I can see his face on the wall.
Yeah,
but that's
I'd give me time to
significant,
think
really.
about
Though
it.
that's pretty cool because you don't think again. Todd mentioned it. It's always this program has been going on a long time. It ebbs and flows, but to have 6 state champions, now you've got 7 young men going to compete at the state level with a good shot of bringing home something. It says a lot to your all's dedication and the way that you all have developed and continue to develop the program.
Yeah, you go back and look over. They've got the records on High School Athletic Association now. You go back and look, you'd see some names on there that you didn't know ever wrestled from Caldwell County that placed in the state tournament. I went back and looked at it, and we've had several people place in the top 6. Used to it was only the top 4 placed. And you go back, we've had a lot of people that have wrestled for Caldwell County in the later times that have placed in the state tournament nobody knows about.
Yeah. But when people at the regional or the state tournament see Caldwell County on the other line, they know it's a quality opponent.
Yes.
I mean, you've earned that as a program.
Right. Well, they're one of the first. Caldwell County has been established in '64.
Yeah.
So you just don't have the numbers.
Right.
But yeah.
We don't have numbers, but the ones we do have are quality, and those kids that have always seemed to show up. And we've wrestled. I mean, when Jason wrestled at Union County and I was here, we only had like 8 or 9 kids, or 10. That we went and competed.
So, and that's the difference. Union County, had 13 kids qualify for state, and it's just a numbers game.
It's a numbers game.
Point, so. Yeah. But the Tigers sending 7 to state. You guys getting ready to head up to Lexington. Best of luck. Appreciate you coming in. Anything else you want to add before we get done today?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right. Well, appreciate you guys coming in, and appreciate everybody working with the schedules today because had to rearrange things just a little bit. But best of luck, and hopefully somebody catches lightning in a bottle up there and ends up in a state championship match.
Yes, sir. That's our hope.
And hope to have you back when we bring home the hardware and we can talk about the matches, and hopefully we'll have a few champions to talk about as well.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's Caldwell County Wrestling coaches Jason Walls and Troy Nichols. Ty, thanks for being on the show
Thanks
again
for
today.
having me. I'm the weatherman. I'm just going to do the weather.
You're the best weatherman we've got.
Well, thank you.
That's Ty Englebright. This is Todd Griffin. Thanks for joining us on the Sideline Report this week. You've been listening to the Sideline Report on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Serving Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580 103.3 WPKY Princeton.